bonito, sí. In September, me and my partner Alex went to Valencia for 9 days. One of the days, we decided to rent a car and explore the surroundings a little bit. Our first stop was the Albufera Natural Park, about 20 kilometers away from the city. Neither of us speaks Spanish, but since it has a lot of similarities with our mother tongue, Romanian, we understand quite a bit. This was not a problem for Teodoro, our guide for this boat trip. He made sure to speak slowly and with simple words, and we had a great time. I can truly recommend looking for him if you ever get there and if you understand at least a bit of Spanish. Hola Manolo.
Acuérdate aquí, yo soy pescador, él es pescador, pero vamos de padres a hijos.
Tradición. Albufera is a special bird protection area, according to international treaties. Because of its protected status, only local fishermen, as our guide, are allowed to fish here. Teodoro had even a miniature net to explain the whole process. Despite all this, it still faces pressures from the rice plantations around it. While those are traditional too, they have historically taken more and more of the water surface and transformed it into rice fields. Our guide did not seem happy with it. We were lucky enough to see a couple of birds, but since it was already almost midday, most of them were sleeping in the vegetation, hiding from the sun. The 50-minute boat trip costed us 25 euros, since this is the minimum price to cover all expenses. But we were happy to pay for it and enjoy the privilege to have the boat all to ourselves. We even got 2 fresh figs right out of Teodoro's fig tree as a bonus. Our next stop was a random waterfall I found on the map, Salto de Chella. The problem with random things you find on the map is that they don't come with instructions. So we found ourselves above the waterfall instead of in front of it, and we had no way of seeing it. Before turning around in defeat, I saw a narrow trail to a viewpoint, and I decided to go for it. Alex doesn't like cliffs, so he stayed behind. After 10 minutes of steep walking, I got to the viewpoint, only to realize that it was accessible by car too. So in the end, we both saw the waterfall, and we also have a funny story to tell. And as a bonus, right next to it was this street made out of steps, full of colorful houses. The highlight of this day was our last stop. Bolbaite is a small city about 70 kilometers away from Valencia. It's split in two by a river that forms some beautiful, clear blue natural pools and a series of waterfalls. Since we went at the beginning of September, we didn't have to make a reservation online or pay a tax. But if you go during summer, make sure to check before. The lower part of this area has some amenities, tables to eat. I've heard that they bring showers and toilets in the summer too. The shore of the lower pool is made of concrete, and there's also a bridge. We were lucky once again and found the place almost empty, except for the few people that practiced their jumps. I was less courageous and decided to just dive into the deep end of the pool. But my plans changed quickly when I noticed the multitude of fish. I'm so afraid of swimming in water that has fish because I always think that they will touch me, I'll get scared and drown. Yes, a bit dramatic, I know. After failing to scare away the fish, I decided to film them. I quickly saw that they are cute in their creepy way and totally harmless, so I went into the water after all, but through the shallow end, just to be sure. With my new courage, I decided to explore the upper parts of the river too. There are a few steps that take you to the next two levels, from where you can have a nice view over the lower pools and waterfalls. And after that, well, it's wild beauty. This was obviously my favorite part of the whole river, and I was so eager to explore that I didn't want to go back to the lower part. So I left my phone and my glasses on a rock, took only my GoPro and started to go upstream. I was a bit scared that someone would step on my glasses or steal my phone, but there was literally almost nobody there. Except for some ducks. In this part, the river was already a bit deeper and I had to swim. I used a rock as a tripod to capture this beautiful place. My last stop was this beautiful little waterfall that made me so very excited. Make sure to visit this place if you ever get the chance, but please be respectful of its beauty and of its wildness. I'll see you next time.